Yo, yo, yo. What is up, fam? Welcome back to the channel, and listen. You need to drop everything you're doing right now because what I'm about to expose is going to send shockwaves through the entire hip-hop community. We're talking about recovered audio from a deleted Instagram live that King Von did just weeks before his tragic death. And in this audio, Von straight up names 3 people who he says switched up on him. I'm talking names, fam. Real people, real accusations, real betrayal. This audio was scrubbed from the internet. Someone made sure it disappeared, but a dedicated fan who screen recorded the live just came forward with the footage, and what Von says on this recording is absolutely mind-blowing. We're talking about people Von trusted, people in his inner circle, people who smiled in his face while allegedly plotting behind his back. Von was hurt, he was angry, and he was ready to expose everything. But before he could fully speak his truth, this live mysteriously ended, his account glitched, and the video vanished like it never existed. Until now. The streets have been waiting for this moment, and trust me when I tell you, after you hear what Von said, you're gonna look at his whole story completely different. So buckle up, grab your snacks, and get ready because we're about to dive deep into the betrayal, the backstabbing, and the snakes that Von called out before he left us. Alright fam, before we get into the actual audio and the names Von dropped, we need to set the stage because context is everything. This Instagram live happened in mid-October 2020, just about 3 weeks before Von's death on November 6th. Von had been moving different during this time. People close to him said he seemed more paranoid, more guarded, like he was carrying weight that nobody else could see. His music was popping off, Welcome to O Block was doing crazy numbers, but something was OFF. Von wasn't his usual self. He wasn't as active on social media, he was being more selective about who he hung around, and according to multiple sources, he'd been having serious trust issues with people in his camp. Now, on this particular night in October, Von hopped on Instagram live around 2 a.m. Chicago time. It wasn't a planned live, it was spontaneous, raw, and emotional. Von was clearly in his feelings about something, and within the first few minutes, you could tell this wasn't going to be a regular session where he's playing his music or joking with fans. Nah, this was different. Von looked tired, frustrated, maybe even a little hurt. He was in a dimly lit room, probably a hotel somewhere, and he kept looking off camera like he was making sure nobody was listening. That right there should have been the first red flag that something serious was about to go down. The live started off normal enough. Von was responding to comments, showing love to his fans, talking about upcoming music. But then someone in the comments asked him, Von, why you been moving so quiet lately? Where the squad at? And that question, fam, that question is what set everything off. Von's whole demeanor changed. His face got serious, his jaw clenched, and he leaned closer to the camera. What he said next is what got this entire live scrubbed from existence. Von said, and I quote, Man, y'all wanna know why I been moving different? Y'all wanna know why I been quiet? It's 'cause I'm starting to see who really real and who just been around for the glow up. I'm seeing snakes, bro, real life snakes. People I broke bread with, people I looked out for, people I treated like family, and they switched up on me when I needed them most. The chat went crazy. People were spamming who? And name names, and expose them, Von. And after a few seconds of silence, Von took a deep breath and said, You know what? I'm tired of holding this in. I'm tired of protecting people who don't deserve protection. I'ma tell y'all exactly who I'm talking about, and if they got a problem with it, they know where to find me. Now, fam, before Von could even finish that sentence, thousands more people jumped into the live. The viewer count went from like 15,000 to over 50,000 in seconds. Word was spreading fast that Von was about to expose somebody, and everybody wanted to be there for it. But here's where it gets spooky. Right as Von was about to drop the first name, the video froze for a second. People in the comments were saying their screens went black momentarily. Some people got kicked out of the live completely. But it came back, and Von was still there, looking even more determined to speak his truth. Alright, listen up, Von continued. I'm only gonna say this once, and I'm saying it now, 'cause I don't know how much time any of us really got in this life. The first person who switched up on me is someone I considered my day one. Someone who was supposed to be my right hand, my shooter, my brother. Von paused, and you could see the pain in his eyes. I'm talking about T. Roy's cousin, the dude we used to call Bulletproof. Y'all know who I'm talking about if you really from the O. Now, for those who don't know, T. Roy was one of Vaughn's closest friends who was killed back in 2017. Vaughn was devastated by T. Roy's death, and he kept T. Roy's memory alive in his music and in his daily life. So for Vaughn to call out T. Roy's cousin, someone who shared that sacred bond, that was heavy. Vaughn went on to explain what happened. This dude, man, we grew up together. When I started getting my bag together, I made sure he ate too. I put him on, got him some money, made sure his mama was straight. But you know what this dude did? Vaughn's voice was rising now, anger mixing with hurt. Soon as I got locked up on that case last year, soon as I was fighting for my freedom, this dude stopped answering my calls. Stopped putting money on my books. Started acting like he didn't know me. Then I'm hearing through the grapevine that he's going around telling people he's the real reason I'm successful, that he was out here holding it down while I was in the studio. Man, that's CAP. And the worst part? When I beat my case and came home, he tried to act like everything was cool, like he ain't just show his true colors. The comment section was going insane. People were trying to figure out who Bulletproof was. People were taking screenshots. People were calling Vaughn a real one for speaking his truth. But Vaughn wasn't done. He had 2 more names to drop. The second person, Vaughn said, his voice getting quieter but more intense, is someone even closer to me. Someone in my actual crew. Someone who was on the payroll, eating off MY plate, living off MY name. Vaughn shook his head like he couldn't believe he even had to say this. I'm talking about my supposed manager, the dude who was handling my bookings and my appearances. I ain't gonna say his full name, but his nickname is Profit. And let me tell you why that name is so fitting, 'cause all he cared about was profit for himself. Vaughn explained that Profit had been stealing from him. Apparently, this manager was booking Vaughn for shows, telling Vaughn he was getting paid one amount, but actually collecting way more and pocketing the difference. Vaughn said he only found out about it because a promoter accidentally sent a payment receipt to the wrong email, and Vaughn saw that the promoter had paid $75,000 for a show that Vaughn was told only paid $45,000. That's a $30,000 difference that Profit just stole. When I confronted him about it, Vaughn said, his fists clenching, this dude tried to gaslight me. Tried to tell me I was reading the receipt wrong, that there were expenses and fees that I didn't understand. Tried to make me feel stupid about my own money. And when I told him I was getting a lawyer involved, he quit on the spot and tried to take a bunch of my contacts and connections with him. Tried to poison the well, telling promoters and venues that I was difficult to work with, so that he could sign other artists and use MY reputation to build his own roster. That's snake behavior, bro. That's the definition of switching up. At this point, the live had over 80,000 viewers. This was turning into one of the most watched lives Vaughn had ever done, and people could sense that the third name was going to be the biggest bomb. Vaughn seemed to hesitate before revealing the last person. He lit a cigarette, took a long drag, and stared at the camera like he was weighing whether he really wanted to do this. Finally, he spoke. The third person, man, this one hurts the most. This one is personal in a way that the other 2 ain't. Vaughn's voice actually cracked a little, and you could see his eyes getting watery. I'm talking about someone who I shared my dreams with. Someone who I made plans with. Someone who I thought was going to be in my life forever, whether I was broke or rich, whether I was on top or at the bottom. The chat was going wild with speculation. Some people thought he was about to call out Asian Doll, his girlfriend at the time. Others thought it might be Lil Durk, though that seemed unlikely given how close they were publicly. But what Vaughn said next shocked everyone. I'm talking about my own cousin. My blood. Dude we called Bay from the family. This the dude I grew up with, shared a room with when our mamas were struggling, the dude I promised I'd take care of when I made it. And I did take care of him. Got him a car, got him clothes, put cash in his pocket, brought him on tour with me. But this dude got jealous. Fam started feeling some type of way that I was the one blowing up and not him. Started making slick comments about how I changed, and how I forgot where I came from, just 'cause I wasn't in the hood every single day risking my freedom and my life. Vaughn explained that the final straw came when Bay allegedly went to Vaughn's grandmother, their shared grandmother, and told her that Vaughn wasn't giving the family enough money, that Vaughn was being selfish, that Vaughn was too good for his own family now. Vaughn's grandmother, who raised him and meant the world to him, apparently called Vaughn in tears, asking him why he wasn't helping the family. Vaughn said he had to show his grandmother his bank statements and receipts proving that he'd been sending money consistently, that he'd paid off her house, that he'd been taking care of everyone. When his grandmother realized that Bay had lied to her, she was devastated. But the damage was done. Vaughn felt betrayed by his own blood. "That cut deep, man," Vaughn said, and a tear actually rolled down his cheek. "You can beef with me, you can be jealous of me, whatever. But to bring my grandma into it? To lie to the woman who raised us and make her think I abandoned the family? That's some evil stuff, bro. That's not even street stuff, that's family stuff, and you violated that." By now, the live had over 100,000 viewers, and the energy was absolutely electric. People were recording on their phones, people were tweeting about it, blogs were starting to pick up the story in real time. Vaughn had just exposed 3 major betrayals, and the hip-hop world was shook. But here's where things get really weird, fam. Right as Vaughn was about to elaborate more on the Bay situation, right as he was about to show some kind of proof or text messages or something, the live just ended. Not like Vaughn ended it voluntarily, it just cut off. People who were watching said their screens went black with a message that said, "This video is no longer available." Vaughn's entire Instagram account went down for about 20 minutes. When it came back up, the live was gone. No replay, no saved video, nothing. It was like it never happened. Vaughn immediately tried to go live again, and people were flooding back in asking what happened. Vaughn looked confused and frustrated. "Yo, I don't know what just happened," he said. "My stuff just crashed. But it's cool, I said what I needed to say. Y'all heard what y'all heard. Those 3 dudes know who they are, and they know what they did. I ain't taking it back." But this second live only lasted a few minutes before Vaughn decided to end it himself. He said he was tired and needed to clear his head. That was the last time Vaughn would address those accusations publicly. And within 3 weeks, Vaughn would be dead, leaving all these questions unanswered and all this drama unresolved. Now, here's what happened after that live disappeared. Within hours, people who had screen recorded it started posting clips on Twitter and YouTube. But those videos kept getting taken down for copyright violations or community guidelines violations, even though it was just Vaughn talking on a live. People started getting their accounts suspended for sharing the clips. It was like someone with power was actively trying to scrub this content from the internet. One big hip-hop blog that posted about it got a cease and desist letter from a law firm representing parties involved in the matter. The blog took down their article and never spoke about it again. The 3 people Vaughn allegedly called out? They all went silent. Bulletproof, whoever he really was, deactivated his social media. Prophet, the manager, posted one cryptic tweet that said, "Some people can't handle success without losing themselves," and then locked his account. And Bay, Vaughn's cousin, completely disappeared from the public eye. No posts, no comments, no statements. Just gone. Vaughn's team also never addressed the live. His publicist released a statement saying that Vaughn's account had been compromised, and that any inflammatory statements were not representative of Vaughn's actual feelings. But people who knew Vaughn, who really knew him, said that was BS. They said Vaughn meant every word, and the reason his team tried to walk it back was because they were scared of the legal and personal fallout. Lil Durk was asked about it in an interview shortly before Vaughn's death, and Durk gave a very careful answer. He said, "Vaughn is his own man. He feels how he feels. All I can say is that when you start getting successful, you find out who's really riding with you and who was just riding the wave. Vaughn's learning that lesson, and it's painful, but it's necessary." That wasn't exactly a denial of what Vaughn said. It was more like a confirmation that Vaughn was dealing with some serious trust issues. Asian Doll, Vaughn's girlfriend at the time, also posted something cryptic on Twitter around the same time. She said, "When you're with a real one, you see how many fake ones try to tear him down. Protect your king, ladies, 'cause these streets are full of snakes." People interpreted that as her supporting Vaughn's decision to expose the people who betrayed him. But here's where the story gets even deeper, fam. After Vaughn died, some people started connecting dots that are absolutely chilling. Remember how Vaughn said, "I don't know how much time any of us really got in this life," during that live? That statement hit different after his death. It's like Vaughn had a premonition that his time was limited. And the fact that he chose to expose these 3 people just weeks before he died, was he trying to get it off his chest before it was too late? Did he sense that something bad was coming? Some conspiracy theorists even suggest that one or more of those 3 people Vaughn called out might have had something to do with his death, either directly or indirectly. Now, I'm not saying that's true, but I'm saying people are asking those questions. Bulletproof supposedly had connections to some dangerous people. Prophet was bitter about being cut off from Vaughn's money. And Bay was family, which means he knew Vaughn's movements, his habits, his vulnerabilities. Could one of them have set Vaughn up? Could they have fed information to his enemies? Could they have created the circumstances that led to that fatal night in Atlanta? There's also the question of who had the power to scrub that live from the internet so quickly and so thoroughly. Instagram doesn't usually delete content that fast unless there's a legal reason or a high-level request. So who made that request? Was it Vaughn's team trying to protect him from legal action? Was it one of the people Vaughn called out, using their connections to silence him? Was it someone even bigger who didn't want that information public? We may never know the full answer, but the fact that such an effort was made to erase that live tells us that what Vaughn said was important and dangerous to someone. Now, let's talk about the recovered audio that just surfaced. A fan who goes by the username VaughnLegacy4Ever on Twitter posted last week saying they had a full-screen recording of the deleted live and were ready to release it. At first, people thought it was cap, just someone clout chasing. But then VaughnLegacy4Ever posted a 30-second clip as proof, and it was legit. It was the actual footage of Vaughn calling out, "Bulletproof, clear as day." The clip went viral instantly, getting millions of views before it too was taken down. VaughnLegacy4Ever then said they were scared to post the full video publicly because they didn't want to get sued or worse. But they did provide the full audio to several trusted hip-hop journalists and podcasters, who have been analyzing it and discussing it on their platforms. One podcast, The Streets is Watching, dedicated a full 2-hour episode to breaking down everything Vaughn said, identifying potential suspects, and discussing the implications. According to their analysis, Bulletproof is most likely a dude named Marcus who was T. Roy's cousin and was part of Vaughn's inner circle in the early days. Marcus has since moved to Atlanta and has been living a mysteriously lavish lifestyle despite not having any known source of income. People are speculating that maybe Marcus made some kind of deal. Maybe he cooperated with authorities on Vaughn's cases. Maybe he sold information to ops. Maybe he did something even worse. Marcus hasn't addressed the allegations, but his lawyer released a statement threatening legal action against anyone who defames his client. Interesting that he's not denying the accusations, just threatening people who talk about them. Prophet has been identified by internet sleuths as a music industry figure named Gerald Thompson, who worked as an independent manager and booking agent. After his falling out with Vaughn, Gerald allegedly started representing several other Chicago artists, using his brief connection to Vaughn as a selling point. Some of those artists have since dropped him after hearing the allegations. Gerald posted a long Instagram statement denying that he stole from Vaughn, claiming that everything was a misunderstanding and that Vaughn was listening to the wrong people. But he didn't provide any receipts or evidence to back up his claims, which makes people think Vaughn was telling the truth. As for Bay, this one is the most sensitive because it involves Vaughn's actual family. The family has closed ranks and refused to address it publicly. Vaughn's mother, Tay Shah, posted a message on Facebook saying, "Family business is family business. I won't speak on matters that should stay private. All I'll say is that my son had a good heart, and sometimes people took advantage of that. But we're handling things within the family as it should be." That's about as close to a confirmation as we're gonna get from Vaughn's family. But Vaughn's sister, Kayla B., was a little less diplomatic. She posted on Instagram stories, "Some of y'all family by blood but not by loyalty. My brother knew who was real and who was fake, and he spoke on it before he left us. If the shoe fits, wear it." People took that as her co-signing what Vaughn said on the live and confirming that Bay really did betray Vaughn the way Vaughn described. The drama doesn't end there, fam. Since the recovered audio has been making the rounds, all 3 of the accused parties have been getting harassed online. Their social media accounts are flooded with angry Vaughn fans calling them snakes, traitors, and worse. Some people have even dug up their addresses and phone numbers and posted them online, which is obviously dangerous and illegal, but it shows how passionate Vaughn's fanbase is about defending his legacy and seeking some kind of justice for his name. There have also been reports of physical confrontations. Someone claiming to be a friend of Bulletproof posted that he was jumped at a club in Chicago by people affiliated with OTF, Vaughn's label family. The friend said Bulletproof is now in hiding because he fears for his life. Whether that's true or just exaggeration for sympathy, we don't know. But it does show that Vaughn's words have had real-world consequences, even years after his death. Prophet allegedly lost several major clients and had to shut down his management company because nobody wanted to work with him after being associated with stealing from a dead artist. His reputation in the industry is basically destroyed. Some people say that's justice. Others say it's a witch hunt based on unproven allegations. But the court of public opinion has spoken, and they've sided with Vaughn. As for Bay, the family situation is messy. Vaughn's grandmother reportedly confronted him at a family gathering, and there was a huge blowout argument. Some family members are standing by Bay, saying Vaughn was too harsh and that family should forgive family. Other family members, including Vaughn's immediate family, have cut Bay off completely. The family is literally divided over this, which is exactly what Vaughn probably feared would happen if he spoke out. But he spoke out anyway because his pain was too much to hold in. There's also been discussion about Vaughn's mental and emotional state during that time. Some people have suggested that Vaughn was dealing with depression, anxiety, and paranoia. Understandable given the lifestyle he'd lived and the trauma he'd experienced. Maybe he was seeing betrayal where there was just miscommunication or mistakes. Maybe his perception was skewed by stress and fear. But the people closest to Vaughn have pushed back on that narrative, saying Vaughn was clear-headed and that his instincts about people were usually right. They say Vaughn had proof of these betrayals, not just feelings or suspicions, and that's why he felt confident enough to call these people out publicly. One of Vaughn's producers, Chop Squad DJ, said in a podcast interview, Vaughn wasn't the type to just accuse people randomly. If he said someone switched up on him, it's because he had evidence. He had conversations, screenshots, witnesses, whatever. Vaughn was a street dude, but he was also smart. He documented things. He kept receipts. And I believe everything he said on that live was factual, which is probably why certain people wanted it deleted so badly. That brings us to another wild theory that's been floating around. What if Vaughn was planning to do a full interview or documentary exposing all the snakes in his life and in the industry, and that live was just a preview? What if he had been collecting evidence for months, planning to blow the whistle on not just these 3 people but a whole network of people who prey on young artists? And what if those people found out about his plans and decided he needed to be silenced before he could execute them? Again, I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's the kind of theory that gains traction when you have a mysterious deleted live, a controversial death shortly after, and a whole lot of unanswered questions. There's also been talk about Vaughn's unreleased music potentially containing more information about these betrayals. Vaughn recorded a lot of music before he died, and not all of it has been released yet. His estate and his label have been carefully selecting which songs to put out and when. Some fans believe that there are songs in the vault where Vaughn names names, details what happened, and fully exposes everyone who did him dirty. If those songs ever get released, it could blow the whole situation wide open again and provide even more clarity about what Vaughn was dealing with. Asian Doll has also hinted that Vaughn told her things before he died. Secrets about who he trusted and who he didn't, who was really in his corner and who was playing both sides. She said in an Instagram live of her own, Vaughn used to tell me everything. He used to vent to me about people, and I was the only one he felt safe being vulnerable with. And let me tell you, some of the stuff he told me would shock y'all. He knew exactly who his enemies were, even the ones who pretended to be friends. And it broke his heart, but it also made him stronger. He was preparing for something. He knew he had to protect himself and his legacy. When asked if she would ever reveal what Vaughn told her, Asian Doll said, "Not yet. The timing has to be right. But when the time comes, I'ma make sure the world knows the truth about what my baby went through. I'ma make sure his name is cleared and the snakes are exposed." That's a promise. So where does all this leave us, fam? We have a deleted Instagram live that's now been recovered, where King Vaughn called out 3 people for betraying him. We have those 3 people refusing to address the allegations directly, going into hiding, or suffering consequences in their personal and professional lives. We have Vaughn's family divided over one of the accusations. We have a passionate fanbase demanding justice and answers. And we have a growing belief that Vaughn's death might be connected to the enemies and betrayals he was trying to expose. The truth is, we may never know the full story. Vaughn took a lot of secrets to his grave, and the people who know the whole truth are either too scared to talk or have too much to lose by talking. But what we do know is that Vaughn tried to speak his truth, and someone went to great lengths to silence that truth. That alone should tell us something important. So there you have it, fam. The story of King Vaughn's deleted Instagram live, the 3 people he accused of switching up on him, and the aftermath of those explosive allegations. Bulletproof, the day one friend who disappeared when Vaughn needed him most. Prophet, the manager who allegedly stole thousands of dollars from Vaughn and tried to sabotage his career when he got caught. And Bay, the cousin who betrayed family trust in the worst possible way. Vaughn called them all out, and within weeks, he was gone. Coincidence? Maybe. But there are too many questions and not enough answers. What do you think, fam? Do you believe Vaughn was telling the truth about these 3 people? Do you think his death could be connected to the betrayals he was exposing? Should his estate release more information or unreleased music that might shed light on what really happened? And do you think the people Vaughn called out should be held accountable, or should we let the past stay in the past? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I really want to know where y'all stand on this. And listen, if you made it all the way through this video, you're a real day one, and I appreciate you so much. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss when we drop these exclusive deep dives. We're out here bringing you the stories that other channels won't touch, the stories that need to be told, the truth that deserves to see the light. Share this video with your friends, your family, anybody who's a King Vaughn fan, or anybody who cares about what really goes on in this industry. And stay tuned because we got more exclusive content coming your way real soon. Until next time, stay woke, stay loyal, and remember, not everybody who's with you is for you. Keep your circle tight, trust your instincts, and protect your energy. Peace out.